morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are all doing well. So today I am going to be doing a day in the life, and I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. Today's a little bit different. We are not starting off with Bible. I woke up really late and my daughter started off reading this morning. My son's been just playing, and I'm gonna do some of my Bible reading. So I've been working through Come and See. It's the Gospel of John, and so I only read one lesson through this, and I'm reading through John in my Bible, and I've been reading about a chapter or two a day. It's not a lot, but I feel like just spending some time in his word is just, I mean, it sets up your day, right? And then I've been reading out of my daily devotional. And so I'll start off by doing this while Tally's doing her reading. I'm waiting on my niece to call me so we can FaceTime. If you guys have been around my channel, we do school with my two nieces and my sister, and they haven't been here. They were supposed to actually come back this week again, you guys. If you've been following me, it's such an up and down with, I don't know, them being here, them not being here. So they aren't here right now. They're supposed to either come back tomorrow or Monday, not sure. They were supposed to be back this Monday. Previously, they were supposed to be back like weeks ago, but things just keep happening. That's prolonging it. But anyway, so we are waiting for her to call for Bible, and then we will get started with today. So I hope that you guys spend some time with me today, hang out a little bit, and yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our day. To start our Bible class, so I'm gonna FaceTime my niece, and today's a little bit different. I am not going to start a new Bible lesson because we finished Jacob. So usually we finished Jacob. So usually we would move on to the next person from the Bible, but we are moving on to Joseph, and it's Thursday, and I don't want to do half of the lesson today and then stop, because tomorrow we do group Bible because it's Friday, and then continue with it on Monday. So instead of that, I'm gonna go ahead and have the girls write in their Bible journal. They're gonna write about Esau so that we can move on to Joseph. And then I am going to have them work on their verse. We will listen to a worship song, and we'll do a prayer together. And then I'm gonna have them read out of their, I'll show you what Tally's gonna read out of. So Tally's gonna read out of this Brave Girls Bible Stories book. I purchased this for her a few years back, and was it last year? Or I think it was the year before, so when she was just going into 3rd grade. But we did a few stories out of it off and on, but now I'm having her read it on her own, and because we aren't jumping into the next lesson, I'm just gonna have her read one of the girls' stories out of here. And then I had given my niece a courageous woman's book on Christian women, and so I'll have her read one as well out of hers. And that's it for Bible today. We're not gonna do an ordinary lesson, so that's what we're doing now. So I'm gonna FaceTime my niece and we'll get started. Come on, Tal. Tally's spending time with our bunnies right now in between classes.
Colossians 3:23-24. And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men.
And of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Christ. Colossians 3:22-24.
Good job. All right. So because of the girls doing their Bible memorization and getting it right, I printed out some of these little certificates. We like to fill them out according to the verse that they've learned and give them to them once that they've accomplished a Bible memorization verse. So we thought that it'd be a nice little incentive for them to see that they are doing well in remembering these verses. About to start history. I'm going to call my niece, and I purchased these used, and so we each have one of these. This is Welcome to Samantha's World 1904, and so what I've done is I've replaced it with our history because it touches on some of the subjects or topics or people that we've already learned. So I thought that it would be kind of cool to use this. I purchased a set of these last year or the year before, I can't remember. So for instance, this one talks about immigrants, it talks about mining, it talks about the Wright brothers, and what else? Let's see here. Telephones, we did Alexander Graham Bell this year. Let's see, this is just some things on how life was back in 1904. So they've been learning how it was to live then, different toys and things that came about. And what else is in here that I wanted? Oh, Roosevelt. So we read about him in our history. And so I just thought that it would be really cool to include this. And so I have this little workbook that I created to kind of go along with it. This is my teacher key, but it has questions and creative writing. We have some activities in here like doing pressed flowers, decorating the hat, just stuff like that. And yeah, so this is what we are working through. I think that we are on, how many days have we been working on this, Tal? We started it Monday, right? So it is now Thursday. So we've only been working through this for 4 days. So we're almost, I'd say we probably have about 2 or 3 more days of this. So yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. All right, girls, so we are here for time for change, right? Ladies magazines also warned women that men preferred charm and beauty to brains and independence.
100 more girls than boys were graduating from the high school. Many continued
What were some of the things that women did after following their dreams of an education and a career in 1904?
Doctors.
What did they become?
Doctors.
Mm-hmm. When you guys are done, flip the page over.
There.
All right, are you guys on the next page?
Yeah. I only wrote 2.
You only wrote 2? Write at least 2 more, babe. You'll see me going over an atlas with Tally. I decided to put in a section in my unit study on immigrants and where our ancestors came from. So I thought that this would be really fun for her to see on a map and to see how far they actually had to travel to get here. Now I'm just showing my sister on FaceTime how the kids need to do their layout for the template that I came up with for their ecosystem oral report. So this is the ecosystem oral report that I did the templates for to help the kids be able to know how to line up their or outline their ecosystems report. So I've had to make a few changes to it, but I think we are on track now. They're going to do their map here. I'll show you on the template that's behind this. So here's the map that they're going to do, and then there's the biotic and the abiotic, and then this I redid, and this I redid to make it a little bit bigger so that they could draw. So this is the one that I redid, so they're going to color in the map of where their ecosystem is that they're working on. These I left blank just in case people wanted to put in their own or use specific things, but the 2 kids are going to be doing the abiotic and the biotic things here, and then they're gonna write about ecosystems. So this section here, she's gonna draw her food web or food chain, and then she's gonna write about it here. So that's basically what she's working on today. We're pretty close to the end of this, so it will be glued into this file folder display here so we can keep it afterwards.
Wanna be free of this heart, yeah. Wanna feel your arms around me. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow, yeah. Should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine, think about you every time?
Okay, so now Tally is starting on her night zookeeper. So this is her little zoo, I guess. And she gets to create little characters and write stories on them. But in the meantime, they have her working on different activities. So right now she is going to be doing, which one are you going to be doing,
I'm
Tal?
gonna do volcano hop.
The volcano hop. And what does that do?
So
you get to
have
choose a
spell
character?
The word right, yeah.
So she's choosing a character.
You have to like spell the words right.
So it's spelling.
Yeah.
So there's words on the trunks, and she has to jump on the one that is spelled correct before the trunks fall down. Aw, man. So she clicked the wrong one. So she clicked the one that wasn't spelled correctly. So she died. So go to your characters. So this is basically her zoo here, and anywhere that you see the zoo, that's what she's already unlocked. Anywhere you see stormy clouds, it looks like, is places that she hasn't unlocked yet. So it's asking her to draw a wig. So there's the ant's wig. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So he's a clown. Okay, so go back to your zoo. So up here at the top, it shows her zoo. And then it shows activities that she can play, her stuff, that's all of her writings. And then messages comes up whenever she does writing. The teacher will write back to her. So that's basically Night at the Zookeeper. There's so much in here, you guys. It's a really awesome app to have. Oh, he's used to doing it with you.
Yeah. Do you know how many minutes it's been?
She usually has Isaiah help her, and he loves being involved and helping her press the buttons. He just thinks it's so much fun. So I can't wait to add him to Night at the Zookeeper when he's in kindergarten or first grade.
Yay! Finally, with her glow up the hand, suddenly, spider? Yeah. The edges begin to glow. Yay!
So here's my lunch, you guys. Just some hard-boiled eggs. I love my little egg cooker, my mini egg cooker. You can get them from Amazon. I just have my half an apple that I'm eating because my son only ate half of it. He didn't even eat that because he hates apples. He's so picky, you guys, but I at least have him eat some of them. I have Triscuits, Swiss cheese, and some cashews. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat lunch and then jump back into school, you guys. So now Tally is working through her mapping. We're almost done with this, actually, I believe, for the year. So this is all we have for the rest of the year. But she has to look at her map on this page here. And so it just breaks down what type of natural resources and the products for US that they have in each state. And then she has to write the name of the state that contains that specific thing. So for instance, Illinois is coal. But this is just her mapping and, sorry babe, this is just her mapping and geography workbook that we purchased through Amazon. And I'll show a picture right here just in case you guys are interested. It's for grades 3 through 6. Last year she worked on like mapping through towns and parks, just knowing how to map out things, to find things on a map, where they're located, how to figure if it's, you know, north, south, west, and east and stuff like that. So that's what they mostly focused on last year. And this year it's a lot of like the natural landforms, resources, knowing what the state's abbreviations are, things like that. So that's what she's working on now. So here you will see that I'm finally getting to sit down and eat my own lunch. And usually what I do when I have a lunch is I will work on a unit study. I will do some of my editing for my video. I like to try to get through something that, you know, one of my projects, just to kind of take that burden off of me so I don't have to continue doing all of the work after school. Now it is time for me to tackle the mess that has been made this morning. I have dishes to put away, I have dishes to do, I have to clean the stove. I've already put some dish soap all over my stovetop. That seems to get some of the grime off. If you guys have a stovetop like this, it is so hard to get everything off of it. So if you guys know any tricks, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear how to clean this an easier way. But right now I'm just doing some little chores, tidying up a little bit as my daughter and my son are doing some work. Now it was time for me to do some schooling with my son. These are some Bible books that I got years ago for my daughter, and you guys, I love them. They're so beautifully put together. And so we read through Moses in the bulrushes. And I usually let him have a sensory toy at this time. He really just likes to keep his hands busy, so that's what we're doing here. So what letter are we working on today? Do you know what letter we're starting on today? O for ah. O for ah, right? All right, so let's do our letters. As you can see here, my daughter is giving me love. She knows that I was having a kind of tough afternoon with my son. He wasn't listening too well this day, so she was just showing me love and making me laugh and trying to make me feel better so I wasn't grumpy. Tell me if you guys have those days. So like I mentioned, on this particular day, it was kind of a struggle to get my son to focus. So he wasn't really focusing on this specific activity. So I just moved it away and decided to move on from that. Sometimes it's just worth it to do that, you guys. And so this day we just kind of had a pretty light day of schoolwork. I worked on numbers, as you can see here with them. These are just cards that I put together a few years ago for my nephew. So I pulled out some manipulatives that I had, and I had him pick out what he wanted to use for his counting. So here I'm just really just trying to keep him focused, you guys. So we worked on these numbers for a little bit, and then I had him do a couple workbook pages just to kind of, you know, go over, you know, some of his letters, and I had him do some mazes just for some critical thinking. And that's pretty much it on this day, you guys. We probably did school for about 35-40 minutes, which was not long at all. But sometimes if your kiddos are struggling, I feel like it's just better to work with them a little bit and just kind of shorten that day, because there's nothing worse than you arguing with them or them just not having any interest in what you're trying to teach them. I feel like it makes the day just worse. So that's what I decided to do this day. I did want to mention that as soon as my son started working on the actual workbook pages, you guys, he really settled down and he was very calm. I don't know if he just wasn't in the mood for all the fluff that I do with him, and he just wanted to kind of get straight to the point and get his work done this particular day, but he really calmed down and it ended up being a good day. So sometimes changing it up is okay. Sometimes it's for the best. That's it for today's video. I hope that you guys all enjoyed hanging out with us today. The last part of the day was a little hectic and hard, but we got through it. You know, some days we have really good days, some days we have okay days, and some days we just have tough days. And this last part of the day was a little tough, but we made it through, so it is possible. That's it though, you guys. Thanks again for hanging out. Be sure to hit that subscribe, the like, and I hope to see you again very soon. You guys be safe, be blessed, and I will see you next time. Bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,